Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of October, right through to the end of November 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, but I'm going to make you aware of an event that will occur that will actually affect us all collectively for the next 2.5 years. We have a Sun-Mars conjunction, and it's in the sign of Scorpio. So as we move into November, you'll really start to see the effects of it happening. However, we are already seeing the effects of the shift before it even shows up for many different reasons. It is actually a big deal, but we will focus mainly on why it's a big deal for career and money. It actually remains, as I said, for 2.5 years, and it highlights areas where we will collectively face the biggest battles, shall we say. So when we had the last major Sun-Mars conjunction, it occurred in the sign of Virgo, and we faced health issues in the form of a pandemic because Virgo, of course, rules health. Then it moved into the sign of Libra, which is about solving problems. So we were faced to choose sides to create some form of balance and entered into a battle to fight for justice, solve collective issues, and there was a restructure of alliances and power. So why is this relevant for career or money readings? Well, Scorpio actually rules money and pressure and power struggles. So it's a sign of extremes. This is about transforming your money for the better. It's also about being unstoppable and focused in all of your endeavors, no matter the pressures that will be affecting you at the time. Now, it also rules the banking industries, asset managements, private equities, things like that. So we will see a major transformation in these areas, okay? We also have a major event, which is its opposite Uranus. And this is very destructive energy. So you may see more well-known institutions or establishments being exposed as having major financial problems that have been hidden for too long. Scorpio exposes or reveals, and Uranus is a destructive force that will break things down in order to either rebuild or to move on, okay? So basically this time period is very focused on protecting all that you've worked really hard for by making sure that your establishments are not linked by license as to where you house your finances, because should there ever be some sort of global collapse, shall we say, then your finances, if they were over a certain amount, would not be protected by license, of course. So I'm definitely getting a sense. I mean, this message keeps coming up over and over and over again from my guides, so I have to mention it there. Now, I also want you to be aware that a couple of months ago, of course, we went through Virgo season, so you would have had lots of new ideas bubbling up. Okay, now these could be very creative ideas. These are almost like a backup plan. Okay, now 99.9% of you, if you are implementing new ideas on how to work or earn extra money, these backup plans, okay, they will actually bring in a lot of money. Okay, I'm definitely seeing celebration for you. I'm seeing some really good times happening for you, but I feel like you're going to be working really hard. Okay. And so there's going to be some major restructures financially, and I see that you have the power to the phoenix rising from the ashes to transform your finances and your career sector in many different forms. So we were already given the seed by the universe, implementing seeds of new ideas around about Virgo season, so August into September, and then they start bubbling up. And as you move into November, this is about taking action, transforming, because of course Libra season would have been about, making adjustments, putting the plan into action through thought. And some of you may even implement some of those ideas on the internet. So I definitely get a sense here that you are actually going to be very successful in your career or your endeavors. Even if you're staying where you're at, you may be transforming the way that you work, okay, in order to bring in elevation. Promotions, to, reestablish your power, but also to either upskill or, transform your reputation in some way. So it is a very positive force, don't get me wrong. However, it is worth noting that it brings major change for the next couple of years, okay? So I'm going to move on to your energy, in particular, what's going on for you specifically, my beautiful Leo. We have temperance. You're mixing things up a little bit. You're really focused on your, true life's purpose. You're on a mission, shall we say, to adhere to your calling. Now, the temperance card is really about mixing things up. So, for some of you financially, you may be shuffling finances around, putting stuff away for a rainy day. They're actually showing me like a butterfly energy. So this tells me that you're definitely transforming your finances. Some of you may have plateaued financially, or where you're working in your career at this moment, you may have felt that things are kind of like just level, but you're looking for more. Okay. So I definitely get a sense that you're going to tip the balance in your favor by the looks of things. And I feel some of you may, implement new skills or learn new skills in order to hone your craft, but also to bring in and attract more opportunity. I definitely see that some of you, not all of you, but I get a sense here that you're transforming the way that you work. And this could be a transition where you leave an establishment to move into something else. So you could be like moving from one department to another, or you may get a promotion or a raise where you're, upscaling, moving upwards in the direction of your dreams and your goals. And some of you are actually, setting up entrepreneurships where you're deciding to leave an establishment to be your own boss. And I definitely get a sense here that there is a lot going on for you that you will celebrate. There's going to be new contracts for you, or some sort of new way of working. And I feel like it's going to mix things up, but it actually brings balance for you. And for some of you beautiful Leos out there who are currently looking for a job, because perhaps you have either left a place already, or you have found yourself in a situation where you are currently searching for work, but it's been difficult. I can definitely see here that you have been like trying every avenue. I definitely get a sense some of you may find some sort of agency work to tie you over, may even be seasonal. But I actually see that you're actually going to get a new position, because I feel, and it's going to be like a managerial position or some sort of, established position where you have some sort of status, okay? Because you're very knowledgeable about what you do. And I see that there are people in positions of power who notice your skill set, see you are very talented, and they're going to find the right position for you, and you're going to be very successful, okay? But some of you may have been worried about that. But moving on from the energy, I'm sending you a lot of hugs and love, my beautiful Leos, if you're currently looking for new work. But I definitely see that something is coming in for you, okay? Now, this could be more in the line of November, okay? Because I feel like there's a little bit of a pause still, but I feel there's definitely something coming in. And for those of you who are already in a career, I definitely get a sense here of you trying to create harmony in your working environment, but some of you may be making some adjustments in some way, okay? In terms of finances, I feel like you're trying not to spend more than you have. I feel like you're being really savvy about your finances. You're in the flow. Okay, now we do have a Three of Cups here. There's something to celebrate in the next coming weeks, okay? This is a card of, having a lot of support, working as a team. And because we have that Three of Cups there and the Two of Cups, some of you may be like leaving a team, whether it's to move into a position of leadership or whether it is to, be in charge of a team. I feel these people may look at you differently once you move into that established position. However, you're the same wonderful Leo. And I definitely get a sense here that some of you may feel a little bit more like isolated from your team because, you know, the power is shifting a little bit. But I feel these people still really respect you. So don't worry about the change or the shift there, because I feel like it works in your favor. But the Three of Cups there is definitely something to celebrate, okay? This is, now, what I'm getting here is there may be a new contract that comes in, especially since we've got a Two of Cups. Two of Cups is an alliance, okay? So this can be that there is someone in your working environment who tells you that perhaps there is some sort of promotion or new position available that you would be perfect for, especially since you have the Hierophant there. That indicates people in positions of power noticing your abilities and want to elevate you. And even if you work for yourself and you are an entrepreneur, I definitely see people in your industry noticing the talents and skills that you have, and they actually admire you, even from afar. And I feel there is a potential for one of them to reach out and tell you that they see that you're doing a really good job and they may want to collaborate, or there's something here about a contract. I would definitely say if you're being offered a new contract, it is definitely a cause for celebration. But what I always say is make sure you look at the fine print, because sometimes, especially with the Five of Cups, I mean, your Five of Cups there, it's in your resistance position, which means it's in a positive state. So anything that you're letting go of, it's in order to get something greater, something better, okay? But I always say, make sure you look at that little small print, because sometimes there can be a little bit of a clause in there that you may want to revisit and renegotiate, because the Lover's card there is like, you know what, you do have a choice because it's in the resistance position. Some of you may feel like you do not have a choice, but I definitely get a sense that you do have a choice, especially with the King of Swords there. That is to negotiate a better deal. So it's worth mentioning. Anything that you have worked really hard for in a company, if you've been established in that position or that company for a couple of years or, you know, even decades, if you are signing something new, then you nullify everything that went on before and you have a new starting date, like you have never worked at the company before. It's almost like you are getting a new deal. And if that new deal takes away benefits or takes away the potential to, get something that was positive in your sector and is being like now taken away, you may want to renegotiate that as part of your package. Okay, so that's just coming there briefly. Now, I have to mention that some of you may be collaborating with a spouse or a partner or someone that you trust, that is close to you. So there may be some sort of business partnership or alliance available here. I mean, it could be a friend that says, hey, you want to set up a business? It's definitely important to get a contract. Even though you're friends now, you may not know how things change in the future. So I definitely get a sense you won't need it, is what I see here, but it's always best to be covered, is what I see there. Now, also, Three of Cups and Two of Cups can indicate that for some of you, this is going to be a time period where there is a party, maybe an office, night out, or some sort of dinner or some sort of event where people come together to celebrate how well the company is done. And with the Two of Cups there is a real potential to have like a work romance. Okay, so if you don't want to have a romance with someone at work, then I feel balance and moderation with alcohol is important. Okay, but it's there, it's showing up in the energy, so just watch that. I also see that there is someone who has a romantic fascination with you at your working environment, and it may flatter you. However, I see that you're going to be super focused about work and you may not want it to get in the way of your goals. So I definitely see that you're going to have to really think about that at some point as well there. Now, looking at your protagonist energy, I feel that you are creating a lot of balance. I mean, Two of Cups is also about balance. When you apply it to a career reading and to a money reading, this is about you having the skills to attract the opportunities that you need. It's really about doing something that you love and calling it in. I mean, the Two of Cups energy is really about an exchange of gifts for rewards, as it were, when it comes to finances. So I feel like you will encounter something of benefit in your career. There's a wonderful surprise coming in. Now, it's really also about you checking your exchange. So you may be looking at, if you work in a team, for example, you may be looking at other people's investment in the career sector, and are you picking up extra slack if you're doing more work than other people and you're not being paid in a reciprocal way? Then you may want to make a new agreement, or you may even get an opportunity to discuss this with, someone in a position of power. It could be your boss, or it could be a CEO of the company, because I feel here some of you may have some sort of appraisal meeting with a member of staff who will discuss, your progress throughout the year, the goals that you want to set for next year. And I feel actually you've got a lot going on that's good for you. So I see that people really like you. You're really good at what you do. And I definitely see that there is a potential here for you to elevate. But what I see here, and maybe I should say this like silently or like in a whisper on a down low, is I see a lot of you beautiful Leos looking for alternative opportunities. So I feel like some of you are leaving a place that perhaps you really loved, and you may do this just after bonus time is what I'm being given. So that's why I need to maybe like whisper it. But I get a sense here that you may be leaving an establishment that you really enjoyed. However, you may feel the exchange was not good enough and that you need to move into a position that brings more finances, okay? This may be something you're just thinking about, because we do have the King of Swords, which is to think before you take action. But the King of Swords is also an entrepreneurial card. So some of you are, deciding ways to be your own boss, to make some adjustments in order to strategically move into your own company. And I definitely get a sense here that you may be leaving something behind that, you once really loved, but perhaps you've outgrown at this stage. Now, the Lover's card in this resistance position, these are two cards, especially with the Temperance card, of balance, of harmony. And some of you may have felt that things have not been so harmonious in your working environment. There may be low workers' morale, and you may have felt that at times you felt a little bit clouded or a bit uncertain about how the company or the industry that you work in is moving towards. So you may be just trying to think of ideas to safeguard yourself should there ever be any restructures. The Lover's card in this position, it's like you got it in the reverse, is to really separate from something that you feel there's an imbalance there or a conflict there. So I feel like some of you are disconnecting. For some of you, not all of you, some of you are kind of like disconnecting because you've probably got like a vacation coming up, because we've got the 8 of Cups there and the 8 of Wands. So some of you are like really trying to work really hard to prepare to go on a vacation. So you may be training somebody, and whilst that's a little bit frustrating, you know that the reward is wonderful because you're going off to have a vacation, but it may feel like you're doing double time, because not only are you doing the job, you're also training someone to do what you do whilst you're away. I have to say that when you come back, nobody wants to hear this, but I do feel that you will find that this person just didn't have the work ethic that you have, and that the work may not be up to standard for what you deliver, but this will actually work in your favor, because people will notice while you're away that nobody can do what you can do. Okay, so that's definitely coming up there as well. Now, for some of you, not all of you, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you're going through this. Some of you may be going through some personal issues behind the scenes. You may have been going through a separation, and or you may be going through some difficulties in your private life, and you're trying to focus on what you love doing about work because you're all up in your emotions, you're feeling extra sensitive, and you may feel that your mind is a little bit clouded. Give yourself a break. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't be too critical. We go through a lot of difficult things in life, ups and downs, and sometimes you're going to feel distracted because your body needs to heal from these things, or your body needs to sort things out in a very logical way. I do feel some of you, obviously these personal issues, they will resolve. You will heal from these things. But I want you to be aware that some of you are trying to, it's almost like you got a head over heart battle in the next coming weeks about doing something that you love, but you're wondering, is it right for you, or is it paying you the money that you deserve? So you may be like trying to restructure your career in some way. And with the King of Swords, some of you, I just definitely get this energy of you having lots of new ideas, of you influencing your circumstances, either negotiating a better deal or you're thinking about leaving something. I definitely see an energy of future here with this card. Entrepreneurship, being your own boss or stepping into a leadership role, like a raise, promotion, or new status. And some of you, if you're an entrepreneur already, I feel like you will have far-reaching energy where, people in the world take note of your product or your service. So I definitely see that you're actually going to be very successful in your endeavors. Now, the Five of Cups is present in the resistance position, again, like you got it in the reverse. So this can indicate that, you may have lost out on something, but it's going to be replaced with something better, which makes you happy. And as you can see there, this figure cannot see how all the experiences they've had in the past, which have been negative or have been dissatisfying, this figure is focusing on all the things that are not right. And the universe is delivering 2 cups, which is like, here, this is better. This is more in alignment with your heart's desire. This is more emotionally fulfilling. And as you can see here, we got the 2 of Cups being delivered to you. So something that perhaps you lost out on, it may resurface, but in a different form, okay? I definitely see with the King of Swords in this position and the Queen of Wands, it tells me there could be some sort of, new alliance. And some of you, if you're in a business partnership, you may actually decide to leave that business partnership because your business partner is not pulling their weight, because I get a sense here of making sure things are balanced and you're reestablishing your power. You may actually strike out on your own. And I feel like you will be very successful. It'll be a lot of hard work, but it's you following your passions. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are going to be connected to you or drawn towards you to help elevate you. So whether you are, in a position where you're an entrepreneur, I definitely see people wanting to collaborate with you or coming towards you to, almost like celebrate you and say, you're doing a really good job. I admire what you're doing. How do you do that? They may come towards you for learning, your skill set, or just, for a little creative nudge to get them in the zone of all that you do. They're not capable of doing what you do, but I feel like they admire what you do as well. Now, even if you're staying where you are in your career or in your job, okay, because I definitely see that you're in control of anything you walk away from. Now, this could be that there's a move into a new position. It doesn't mean that you're walking away from, your actual job. It can mean that you're walking away from an old way of doing something, that you are, restructuring so that things are easier, so you got more time for you. I definitely see that you're very goal-oriented this month. And with the Hanged Human there, and of course, the Hanged Human, of course, is a hangman energy. And of course, the Hierophant. Some of you may take some time out to learn new skills, or, you may quietly be on the side, sort of honing your craft and upskilling in some way in order to be ahead of the competition. Okay. Now, the Hierophant is, of course, a piece of information that perhaps is hidden, that comes to light. I definitely get a sense here that you are looking at the system that you work in. So you may be surprised about some change of either information or a restructure in your industry. But intuitively, I feel like you knew it was going to happen. So I feel like you're already ahead of the curve, is what I'm feeling. But this is to learn more. So some of you may be taking on more work. So for example, you may hear of a very important person in your industry leave the industry, and it may filter down, and there may be some restructure where there is more work on your plate. We've got the 10 of Wands here. Some of you are pretty exhausted already, and you're taking on more work. I feel like what you do, you love it. You're passionate about it. And for the majority of you, I feel that it doesn't feel like work. You just love what you do. But make sure you do have balance, because you tend to be obsessive in your energy when you really care about something. So you could work very long hours without any breaks. And, you tend to neglect your own needs sometimes. So I feel it's very important to establish that healthy boundary when it comes to our energy and the energy we need to give to work. Don't give your all, because that's, you then burning yourself out about, and it's like you're in it for the long haul rather than like a short sprint. So I feel like you're going from strength to strength. You're going to be very successful, but I do see a big restructure happening in your industry, and it may affect you in some way. Now, I definitely see that you're putting your dreams and your visions, because cups are all about your goals, in the sort of visionary sense where you're feeling that you should follow your heart. And then we're leaving the end of the month on a lot of wands, which means you're putting your dreams into practice. You've got a lot of passion, you've got a lot of energy, but the Ten of Wands says you're going to be working really hard. And it also indicates that you are close to burnout. So do not overload yourself. Now, the Queen of Wands, of course, is a Leo card. You're going to be feisty, you're going to be passionate, you're going to be confident and self-assured in all of your endeavors. And I feel like you're attracting, with your magnetic energy, I feel like you're attracting a lot of attention in the working environment. You're going to be inspired, and I feel like you're going from strength to strength, and you are going to express yourself, your uniqueness, whatever that means for you. I feel like your skills, they stand out from the crowd. And the Queen of Wands, it's worth noting that whenever you have a person in the suit of wands, they always have like a gecko or a salamander, which means they are protected. Okay, should there ever be any difficulties. Now, the Queen of Wands, she makes her own luck, but she is actually given extra luck. So whilst she's also protected, she is given luck. That's why we have the little black cat there for extra luck. And the sunflower represents going where you feel happy. So the sunflower only follows the sun during the day. So I feel like you've decided to follow your heart or do what makes you feel happy, and you may restructure your career in some way to like let go of outdated practices or change the way you work so that it doesn't feel so heavy. For some of you, that may be like paperwork, because I definitely see some of you are going to be very administration focused. So, some of you could be like preparing taxes, for example, or you could be doing a lot of extra paperwork this month and you're like, oh, how dull, how boring. But I feel suddenly you look at your filing system in a new way and you get excited about organizing, because I feel some of you are getting focused and organized this month so that you don't have to carry that heavy load at the end of the month. Now, the Ten of Wands, for some of you, I definitely get an energy here that you are tired, okay? And some of you may be worried about your finances, and I definitely get a sense here that things will get easier. Okay, I feel like some of you are implementing new ideas, or you may even join a new group of people, and there's someone at that group of people who'll give you either an idea or they'll tell you what they are doing, and you're like, that's great. Maybe I should do that, okay? And I feel like you put your own unique spin on it, and you're going to be way more successful than the person who actually told you the information in the first place, okay? So I just want to pull a card on that Ten of Wands, because shining your wonderful light, I mean, my guides are literally pointing at the T, and they're right. You are shining your wonderful light and attracting lots of wonderful new opportunities towards you this month. You are magnetic, but also it can be exhausting, okay? Because it's almost like I see that this, November is that final push towards the end of the year. And I feel like you're going to be really proud of your efforts, and you're going to look back and think, you know what, I did it. There is definitely something to celebrate in the month of November. And then I feel some of you are thinking about having a vacation or a getaway in the month of December, but it's like a wind down energy, and you're like so done with this year. It's almost like you want to leave this year early and move into 2024 and see what's going on there, okay? Because I feel like you're a visionary, you're on to the next. I even feel like some of you are preparing for what you should do or what you will be doing next year, because I get this energy of you being ahead of the curve. Now, the Eight of Cups, of course, is to walk away from something that perhaps no longer serves you anymore, or you've evolved from, you've outgrown, okay? Some of you may be moving on to a new position within the same company, or you're moving on to a new idea, or you're actually moving on towards becoming an entrepreneur, or, you're moving on to a literal new company. And whoever walks away on the Eight of Cups walks straight into the Nine of Cups, a wish fulfilled and everything that you desire. And I feel the universe is sending you an opportunity that you will celebrate. So for some of you, if you've been putting your resume out there and there's been nothing for a while, suddenly there's a new opportunity that brings in more finances. I am going to pull some cards on your finances because looking at your chart at the moment, I just see lots of ideas, you having your dreams, your goals, and you having the passion to implement the changes necessary to accomplish whatever it is that you want to create. I definitely get a sense that you are unstoppable in your energy. You're going from a 10 of Wands to an 8 of Wands. It's like now that you've got all the variables in place and you've got everything accumulated together, now you're ready to move forward on it, and you're going to have a lot of momentum here where you're going to change your working environment in some way. I mean, I feel like you're entering new territories, okay? And I feel like you're eager to experience all that life can offer in terms of your career. And I feel also that you are, celebrating these swift changes. So the 8 of Wands is to get really good news, to move forward. Things are picking up pace. Good stuff's rushing in for you, and that you are on track towards your desired goal. They're actually showing me an image right now of train tracks towards the sun. So some of you may literally be traveling or relocating for work in some way. I mean, I feel it's that you're right on track is what I feel. You're right on track to achieve your goal and to be very happy. And of course, the sun is a Leo energy. So some of you are reestablishing your power, and you'll be really proud in all that you achieve. So let me just pull a card on finances for you. Can you show me a little bit more about the money? Because when we have the 8 of Cups, when it comes to money, this is really about having to decide between a job that you love doing and, more security, more finance. And we've got the Temperance card there, which kind of indicates you can have both. Some of you may feel that you have to choose. But I feel that you're really good at what you do, and by following your heart, of course, you have to create a plan. You have to be a little bit more logical, so you will get a little bit more organized, and it's going to be difficult, don't get me wrong. However, I see you being really successful at it, that you can do both. Look, we've got the 4 of Wands, a return to better times. This is a card of enjoying the journey, but it's also a card of being in a very creative phase, that you will celebrate something, and that you are going to either network or get to meet people who will help you in some way or who celebrate you in some way. I mean, the next couple of weeks, there is cause for celebration. And I feel like there's important connections coming in for you. So even if you're invited to a party, you may meet someone who is connected to an industry that you work in, and they have the power to put you in a position because they see your talents, they see you, they want to elevate you. And I feel they will offer some sort of lucrative deal. We've got the Judgment card and the 10 of Pentacles. So by following your passions, by following your true calling, listening to your hunches, you are going to earn a lot of money in the long term. So it's almost like you're preparing for something here. I feel like you're on the way to something, and I feel there is either some sort of a networking event or some sort of appraisal, something that you will feel seen in, okay? And if there's any area of your career where you feel you are neglected or unseen, I feel you'll move away from that. Also, there is an energy here of, a very strict boss, perhaps someone who is not very kind, someone you don't trust in your working environment, someone who is verbally very coarse. This person, they may abuse their position in some way. You may hear that they leave. And I feel this is overall a cause for a celebration for the rest of the team or the company at large. I feel this person was very hard to get rid of, shall we say, because they'd maybe been there for quite a long time. This person, it's like they're really old school. And it's almost like power went to this person's head. You may hear that they're going to leave. They're going to give in their notice, or they may be pushed. But I definitely get a sense that they are leaving an environment, and the environment becomes so much more nicer to work in, okay? But ultimately, 10 of Pentacles, you're attracting more wealth into your life by following your true calling there with the Judgment card, and you will celebrate this. So I'm definitely getting an energy throughout the whole of your chart that, yes, it's going to be difficult. And some of you are feeling pretty fed up that you're always having to really grind and grind and grind, and you're wondering, where is the reward? Well, I definitely see the next 6 weeks are going to give you some form of reward that shows you that your hard work has definitely been worth it, and that you are going to be really proud of everything that you have achieved, okay? Now, some of you may even be seconded to a new building because that train tracks with the sun is there as well, again, in the water. Now, also, I want you to be aware that there is one card that is different from all the other cards. It's meant to be there, okay? It's not there by accident. It's actually a very special card. It doesn't pop out often, but I'm just going to get some final cards for you before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide the heart? You're leading with the heart. They want one more shuffle. Oh gosh. Okay, so that one literally went in the water. So you got a lot of cups right at the beginning, which is all about water, following your heart. You got the heart card. We've got the hand here. Some of you are actually doing something physical. You're creating something with your hands, so it could be something creative, but this is really about manifesting more money, okay? Having a hands-on approach. It says manifesting money, reaching your goals, financial assistance, hands-on work, and help getting a job. So some of you may get help getting a job either by being given an idea by somebody or agency work. I think I mentioned that earlier as well. That was coming through there too. But also I feel people in positions of power are noticing what you do and they want to elevate you. And if you create your own business or your own work, for example, if you have like an Etsy store online, you may actually see more sales over the coming months, maybe seasonal. You know, that's what I'm feeling there, because I feel a lot of people are saving their money right now. They're not really wanting to part with it because, of course, things are difficult and prices of food, important substances have gone up. So I feel the distribution of finances has been a little bit stagnant recently, but you will see more of an uptake in the next couple of months, okay? Now we also have heart, which is emotional spending. And it says joint finances, being supported, counselor, guide, having a job that you love. And that's definitely an energy that's been prominent in your reading for this month. We've got Rose there, okay, finances. Now, that was interesting. So roses, you know, it can indicate that there's a wonderful opportunity, but it got cut short, or it can indicate that a wonderful opportunity that is difficult, however, it is rewarding. Okay, and it says here, financial relief, being content, loving care, supportive role, job security, and growing. And finally, we have Buddha, your life purpose, more than just money. It's a spiritual journey as well as a wealth journey, counselor, being guided, and a divine path. And I definitely see that you're on your divine path and that you will celebrate a win in some form in the next 6 weeks. And I feel like you're going to be very excited about what it leads to next, because I feel it's ever evolving, this situation, whatever it is. Okay. Now I'm just going to go and get a rune or a trinket before we close. I'm actually seeing like a compass in the water right now. So this is about direction, that you're being on target, that you're on track, and that you're headed in, you know, you're headed on the right path. So, oh my gosh, you know, of course you can't see my eyes, so I can't prove it. And I love to close my eyes to be surprised by the trinkets and the rune myself. Okay. And you got a butterfly, I kid you not, and the sun. And of course, you can't see my eyes, so I can't prove it. But, you know, I know in myself that I love to be surprised by these things. And the butterfly is there. So they were showing me a butterfly right at the beginning. So this indicates you're going through some sort of transformation. I feel like you're evolving from something that perhaps was difficult. Some of you may have felt like you'd lost your way for a little while, and now you're getting really organized and you're focused on changing something in your career in some way that's going to make you happy. The sun trinket is a happy Leo, okay? And I definitely see that you will be a happy Leo at by the end of this year. I feel like you're going to look back and go, you know what? I did this. And then next year is going to be big for you as well. And we have, of course, the human rune. Now, this is all about the self. Am I happy? Do I enjoy what I'm doing? What are these new ideas that are coming towards me? How can I implement them in my current career? How can I be more creative? How can I, you know, really establish myself and, you know, express myself? And I feel these are things that are going to take up your next 6 weeks, where you will be more creative and you will, you know, influence your reputation in some way for what you do, as being someone who stands out from the crowd, someone who is passionate, unstoppable, intense in your energy, and super focused on reaching a goal. And I definitely see that you will celebrate. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in some way for you, my beautiful Leo. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Leo, and love and light.